children are very in tune and they're very sensitive, and they learn how to honor their impulses by how we honor their impulses. So we were leaving the house, and it just amplified more. And when we got in the car, I said, Eli, I really need you to start attempting to express to me what it is you're feeling, because if I do not know what you're experiencing, I do not know how to help you, and I am fully capable of helping you. And whatever it is, I need to know so that I could face it directly and send it on its way. And so he was like, roundabout, eventually he was like, okay, so I felt this feeling in my tummy, and it was very intense and sharp, and then I felt something gripping me. And so I could identify with his feeling in his tummy, because then he let me know when it started, and I could identify when it started because I got the same feeling.
For questions, comments, and to show your support, visit us on the web at afroempath.com.
I come from a very privileged background, and I've been pretty sheltered to an extent. I've gone through some pretty horrific things, but I'm very fortunate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that, I have not been desensitized to a lot of things. So I'm not a big movie watcher because I'm really sensitive. Like, my life has been designed so that my sensitivities could be cultivated.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot happening in our world, a lot of things I haven't seen. Someone getting shot on the television screen affects me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's fictitious because it's an enactment. But there are people who have shot people. There are people there are experiences that I cannot relate to because I did not go through them myself. But then there are also energetic experiences where, people come across entities that are unseen and blah, blah, blah. So there's all kinds of things that are frightening. But I also live with the understanding that just because I have a response, and I think things that just are unfamiliar are frightening, if that makes any sense, So
Give me an example, though. Energetically, like what? Like you mean like walking into a job interview, or like give me like walking into a Walmart? Like give me an example. What do you mean?
You're funny.
Empaths hate Walmart.
So for me, one of the things that I'm coming to terms with in terms of my own abilities is being able to communicate with essence or energies that are not living human beings, and understanding what all that means and where it comes from. And there are people who do it very freely or whatever, but to me, that's something that's very uncomfortable.
Okay, you mean like people that have passed and are kind of floating in the in between?
That too, yes. Mm-hmm.
But give me an example then, if it's not that.
No, I don't know what to call it, because
Gotcha.
I haven't had an opportunity to exchange notes with others or whatever, I just know my own experience.
Understood.
So, and then what happens is most of the time when I perceive something, the person that I'm doing the energy work for has no idea. So if I were to communicate what I'm seeing to them, they would literally lose their minds. You see what I'm saying? So
okay, well, give me an example of what you would see. Give me an example of what you would see, though.
Okay, so for instance, like I know someone. Well, I don't. I wasn't going to be very candid, but I
You don't
don't know
have.
how not to
Yeah,
be
you don't have to.
very
You don't have to use
candid.
their name. I don't know them. Go ahead.
I mean, but just in the relation to them, like
Mhm.
my ex-husband has lent himself to an energy. I don't know what the energy is. I know that the energy is consuming and it isn't beneficial towards him. But my younger son now has he's afraid of the dark. The reason why he's afraid of the dark, I thought, was because his older brother scared him one time when he was younger, blah blah blah. Here in these last couple of weeks, my ex-husband was also abusive to my younger son, and I've found out about it and blah blah blah. So now I'm helping my younger son heal through that process. And so we are talking about things, and he's 10, and he's very aware. He's very, very, very aware. He's already living in his capacity to heal others and stuff like that. And so I asked him and I said, hey, talk to me. Why are you afraid of the dark? And loosely he said, and it didn't dawn on me until today because of what happened today. And loosely he just like, oh, because I see myself. I see things about myself that I don't like in the dark. And so for me, I was just like, oh, he's hurt, he's angry, he's mad at it, not being grounded, not being aware. He's mad, he's angry, the things that he's going through with his dad, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And so today, when we went home, it was dark, but today his fear was different. I sent something myself. However, it was very, very slight. And one of the things that I'm learning is most of the time I get very, very, very subtle inklings, very subtle nuances, which is one of the reasons why I stay withdrawn, because I don't want to be distracted from the signals that I'm getting, because that could be very detrimental to me safety wise, and that's just something that I haven't been able to let go from my past. But today he was way more sensitive. His I could feel him, and he was shook. And I give him the opportunity to freely express himself, but he isn't capable of, at this moment he's still learning how to vocalize what he's experiencing. And so this time he wasn't able to put it in its place. And we prepared for slumber. He stayed close, and I gave him the opportunity to stay close and to stay connected, because I could see and feel that something was different about tonight. And so then when it was time for me to go to work, he opted to come with me. And so I brought him with me, because I do not deny my children's honest expression. I just don't. It's just the bottom line. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the egocentric platform of parenting. Oh, you'll be all right, just do it. No. Children are very in tune, and they're very sensitive, and they learn how to honor their impulses by how we honor their impulses. So he's here at work with me, comfortable in sleep and feeling safe, because so we were leaving the house, and it just amplified more. And when we got in the car, I said, Eli, I really need you to start attempting to express to me what it is you're feeling, because if I do not know what you're experiencing, I do not know how to help you, and I am fully capable of helping you. And whatever it is, I need to know so that I could face it directly and send it on its way. And so he was like, roundabout, eventually he was like, okay, so I felt this feeling in my tummy, and it was very intense and sharp, and then I felt something gripping me. And so I could identify with his feeling in his tummy, because then he let me know when it started, and I could identify when it started because I got the same feeling. And then I also knew when something was gripping him, because at the time that he described that what he felt was gripping him, I was in the shower and I felt the need to end my shower immediately and get out and go to him. And that's exactly what I did. And so um, I've had conversations with other people, and I've also seen documentaries of things, and I've also read of things, of entities that are in our present. Like we live in, based on, I think, I don't quote me exactly, but the Bible even talks about principalities and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Principalities and wickedness in high places. That's what.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. And so we live in an environment where we live amongst things that are unseen, that aren't necessarily people trapped in the in-between, but they're energies, they're essences, they're things around us that have access to us if we lend access to them. So for me personally, I don't know that I don't believe in it. However, I don't give anything the authority to have dominion over me, because I know the strength of like you said, the seed of our soul, like only God can overcome us. Therefore, I move in that assurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for a mind of a 10-year-old, or for a mind of a person who doesn't really know that they have the authority not to succumb or be succumb to something of that nature, they become succumb to it. And so those things can manifest in our physical body or in our existence when given privy to.
Correct.
So
Exactly. Especially a young child that, doesn't understand what we know yet, and is that fear is going to feed the entity. You know what I'm trying to say?
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I had the opportunity to have that conversation with him before he fell into his sleep. So as we're chanting to raise his vibration so that he can find slumber peacefully, that's the exact conversation that I had with him, which is why I cut the television out and cut electronics out with him for the last couple of weeks, because I needed what was at the root of all of this to come to the surface so that I could deal with it directly, because I'm a warrior, like I'm a samurai, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know I've been here to be a beacon of light. I know what I'm here for, and I have no quarrels about doing it, but I'm that warrior that is like, I'm not like, yeah, I want to see heads rolling, da 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 da. I'm the warrior that's like, I know I'm confident I can sling my sword, but I really don't want to have to sling it. So why don't we just put these parameters down? You guys make sure you follow this code right here, because it will keep us all safe, so we don't have to go to war. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily know that I want to stand toe to toe, eye to eye with these principalities. However, they all know that if they come this way, they got something to deal with. You see what I'm saying? So
I hear. Yeah.
I don't operate in fear. Like, I guess being fearful may not be the right word to say, because I'm not scared, because I understand the longevity that has been put in my hands to be put on this earth in the form that I'm put in this earth. My soul gives me dominion. My spirit ensures that dominion. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, my intellectual mind may not be able to comprehend everything that I come across, and in that it's like, there's an uneasiness there. I guess uneasy is the best word, is the better word. It's I'm uneasy. The things that I come across that I haven't experienced before, they make me uneasy.
Gotcha. Well, boy, you're in the right place, girl. Because I am. I'll just say I am pretty well versed in this.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
so, like, if you're putting down the pikes and setting up defenses, I'm the ninja looking to go find some demons. You know what I'm trying to say?
okay,
That
okay.
yeah, I like, for me, like, they're afraid of me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Which is good, because
Yes.
the boundaries of the defenses are designed to expand.
Yes.
So you see what I'm saying? So
Correct.
yay,
Bingo.
because Yay. Yay.
Ooh, girl, shit, girl, good point.
That's just about, that's why we're here.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
why we all have different degrees of abilities and different capabilities, because we're working together. We're
Correct.
one. We move as one.
Correct.
And in moving and unifying and moving as one, that makes us even stronger,
Yeah.
and it helps us be able to cover more people. We're supposed to be the force field around the earth, not anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to know. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
and also, don't get me wrong. I'm not putting down these defenses, like being in the mindset like, oh, I'm putting this down and I'm never gonna have to face anything. Like, no, some of the times in order to get the damn stake in the ground, I had to slay something. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, it just so happens that I'm the person that is called in from my tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that is sent into the darkness without any tools to figure out what that freaking noise is.
Mm-hmm.
And I have met things in the darkness, and I didn't have a sword then. So I don't fully rely on my sword. If I don't have my sword, okay, but I know when I do need it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake that this brown-skinned girl from the suburbs of Virginia has a katana, an authentic katana. And in the laws of samurai, you do not acquire a katana just because. Like, this authentic katana made its way to me in an unintentional way. It's not by mistake. It's not by mistake. It's not a mistake that the one people group that I've been the most fascinated by all my entire life have been the samurai. And what the by the time I was 33, I was presented a katana by a husband and wife who were dear friends to me, who were given the katana as a marriage gift. And when they got it, they were like, "What the fuck? Like, whatever. Like, thank you. Cool. Put that in the closet."
Mm-hmm.
And we were having a conversation, and they both stop in the conversation. They look at each other and they're like, "Yup, yup, yup." And he went to the room and he got it and he gave it to her and she presented it to me. And she was like, "I believe this belongs to you, ma'am." And I knew exactly what it was. As soon as like the tip of it came around her side, I was like, "No way, no way. Yes, yes, okay, thank you. I will guard this with my life. You will never," you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even, there are things that are designed. And when it first happened, when I got home, that made me uneasy. That made me uneasy. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds? Like, because I'm an analytical person by nature, my brain churns information. It churns information. It churns information, which is why I'm so intense, which is why I know what I know. Because coming where I come from, the people where I come from, they don't talk like this. They all think, like, the only reason why they're not saying I'm doing work of the devil is because they know me, and they watched me grow up and they know my heart. But if anybody else says a portion of what I say, they would rebuke them in the name of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, the only reason why they're opening up to any of this information, why they even tune in for 2 seconds to the radio show that I host, is because it's me.
Mm-hmm.
They don't agree with what I'm saying, and if I was anybody else, they would probably stone me to death. But there is no there's so many things that I cannot explain that I know are truth.
Of course. Of course.
And I definitely would like to hear more about what you understand in terms of the unseen entities.
Yeah. You know what? Because let me ask you this: how late do you work? Like, what time? Like, how long will you keep work after this? Or
I get off at 8 a.m.
okay, beautiful. Because I do have a podcast,
Yeah.
and it has lots of topics about demons and exorcisms and things of that sort.
Interesting.
Yeah, I could probably send you a link to one. You could check out why I had to bed here in a bit.
Yeah, that would be good, because I
Yes,
definitely.
you're going to love it.
I'll let the jury decide that later.
Yeah, well, I'm very confident. I'm yet to have a dissatisfied customer, my dear.
Well, and I'm not saying that I won't, but
Yeah.
that it makes me uneasy. You see what
Oh
I
no,
mean?
it's not gonna be easy. I try to make everything lighthearted. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Of
yeah.
course, but it's just but here we are. I'm standing on the cuff. I'm standing on the cuff of the cliff, and I know I have wings, but I've never taken flight in this way. So
Oh no, 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 no. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not like heavy, like dark material. It's just
no,
knowledge is power. What do you mean? What do you?
oh no, like I said, I'm not afraid,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm kind of like, what is this? And new. So like in my mind is like this thing, and I understand exactly what it. And this is another way that I know that it's in alignment with my evolutionary schedule because of that sentiment that I have. The uneasiness is, like I said, it's not necessarily a fear, but I think what it is, I'm starting to gain a better understanding of what it is and having
it's
this
it's it's
conversation.
it's going to vibrate you to where you need to be, and you're afraid to
Right.
walk into the truth that is you, my dear. And that's
No,
what
no, I'm
truth that
not
is your power.
afraid.
Your power. You're not afraid to.
No, I think what it simply is, what it is it's the existence of one vibration that is aware that it's about to cease because of the introduction of the new vibration,
Oh
if
well,
that makes
yeah, I
sense.
get you. I get you. But that they know that they've been known that their time is up, man. Shit. I've been consciously aware and slaying demons for a minute. It's a wrap. It's just a matter of time. Time is not. I'm not. This is like, listen, like this is already. It's a for sure deal. I'm trying to say
Right,
that we're
and
gonna
but that's
win.
the understanding that I come from. Like
Yeah,
it's already been written. Like
yeah,
it's been done. It's been and done. So, and
yeah,
that's the space that I operate
yeah,
from, right?
yeah.
But I think me being me, me having the part, I did not expect the part that I have in it. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
knew,
but
like
yeah, but this is
I
a good
was
time.
cool.
This is a good time to come on. Come on board. Hey, like just start with some baby demons, and we'll work our way up.
You're funny.
You know what I'm
That's
trying to say?
fine.
I'll throw
Yeah,
you a
yeah.
couple. You know what I'm trying to say? You want to get your sword wet?
You don't have to. I don't really desire to get my sword wet.
Yo, man, you gotta get that thing. It's not just there for looks.
It's there when
There
necessary.
we go. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I talked to a lot of sisters about this type stuff. Like I was talking to this one sister. She's like, yeah. So I was doing a Reiki session on this guy, or that's no hypnotherapy session, and she's like, all of a sudden he started convulsing, and I had to help him remove this dark, blotchy, shadowy thing from his leg, and I was like, you're an exorcist. Well, kind of. She's like, I hope not. I'm like, people are really afraid of that kind of work in just kind of that kind of realm. You know what I'm trying to say?
Now,
Where,
see,
go ahead.
I do space clearing all the time,
Yep.
but I think,
Not
yeah,
the same thing. Not the same thing.
I
Because
know.
I literally, like, when I was first introduced to this, it happened the first time I ever literally saw, I guess you say a demon, right? It was my roommate, one of our former roommate, that I put my hands over him, and I basically took on it. I took it from him into my body, and I went back to my room, and I was meditating to release clear my energy, and this thing shot out of myself, probably out of my stomach, out the window, because it essentially I was going to transmute it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Hmm.
And essentially, just like fucking Ghostbuster its ass. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what I do. I take darkness and turn it into light. So basically, I like demons. I know it sounds strange, but I look forward to meeting demons because I know that I'm going to take those demons and use them for my gain. Right? There's just anything. There's just energy, right? And they don't want to be converted into light, right? That's why they're afraid of me, because I'm consciously aware of that fact. And I know exactly what I'm going to do. Right. And there's nothing they can do to stop me. So there shouldn't be any fear. And in fact, I enjoy it thoroughly. That's what I'm here to do. Right. And I think we all need to kind of have that mindset and begin to enjoy the work we do down here, because they're not going to go away based upon us ignoring them. You know what I'm trying to say? Because by us ignoring them, that means that they somehow are more powerful than the seed of God within us. And that's just not true.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I get you.
Hey, I'm with you, girl. Shit. You're good. You're not alone. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, and it's kind of interesting because now, because of my son's experience, I have to identify with it because I have to deal with it.
Exactly.
Like I can't
they're
say I know
coming after
somebody
your
that can
seeds
help
now.
you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's you. Yeah, you really crossed the line now.
Yeah.
So it's like we got. Fine, I knew you guys were there, but now it's like I treat bugs. You're outside, your domain. Inside, you gotta die. I'm sorry.
Correct.
It's just not gonna it's not gonna work like that. So
absolutely correct.
I get it.
I'm so glad you contacted me, by the way.
Likewise. I was glad until you put me in this position.
Oh, no.
I'm just playing.
You're thinking of it the wrong way, because actually by us talking and you opening a channel between our hearts, right? Actually, as we were speaking, I actually did some work on your son's solar plexus chakra to clear some shit off, and yours, right? So you're more protected now than you were an hour ago. Correct?
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche.
Exactly. No, you're not. Yeah, you're not less protected by being aware. You're more protected, and not more than so by being aware, because being aware can still make you nervous. But by speaking to someone like myself that loves doing this work and enjoys it, and demons are petrified of me and want nothing to do with me or anybody that I know that I love. Yeah, you're in the best of places. So thanks for reaching out to me, and thanks for the conversation. And thanks for being on this planet during this time of radical spiritual change and evolution.
And this is the best time to be on the planet, actually.
Straight up.
Yeah.
All right, sis. I'm gonna send you a link to that podcast, and God bless, and have a great rest of your night or day.
You rest well.
All right, peace.
All right, later.
She's so sweet. Boo.
Greetings, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good. So, when I woke my son up from his slumber, the light in his eyes was back. His eyes he lost his light wasn't lost, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it was a little foggy in his eyes.
He was like all the way dark. For the last 2 years, he closed himself off so that what he was experiencing with his dad would not, you know what I mean? And so like when he would go back to his dad's house, like he would literally go through a ritual of putting his game face on so he could his war face, so he could like interact with his dad without becoming consumed. So he woke up, and the guy that I say my little guy, like he was there. He was back, right? Bright eyes, bright spirit, just different, And so that later that evening, when we got back to the house, it's normally pitch black dark when we get back to the house, and he's been fretting, And this time, he didn't even hesitate. He walked right into the house, walked right into the room, and just kept on going. And I was just like, it is not. He has always been afraid of the dark. Not always, but you know what I mean. And so when we talked about it later, he was like, I don't see, I don't feel, I don't see it. It's not there anymore. So for me, that's a big deal, because it's whenever we walk into the house and it's dark, it's always an ordeal. So the conversation with the energy work, I feel like coupled with the energy work that I'd already done on him and our conversation, it shifted things for him in such a way that whatever it was that was coming after him, it totally it's like he totally was like, it was gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. So how do I say this? Basically, I'm an exorcist.
Well, I know.
So basically, I look for demons because I'm looking to transmute them. So if, once I became aware, okay, so you and your son are under some kind of attack, then I just put my focus on that, and that's pretty much it. That they stick around, then they'll be mine. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So they're either going to split or stick around and die. So they decide to split. So pretty much it.
Yeah. But for me, I don't have. For me, I know that here we go. For me, I know that in some way I'm transitioning in that direction, but I've really been like dragging my feet, like, yeah, no, I'm good right here. I'm good right here. Nope,
yeah, but what is people think that if you ignore it, then like, no, it's not that. People think that if you get into it, then all of a sudden you're putting yourself in harm's way. But really, by getting into it, you're just becoming more aware of it because it existed whether we like before I knew all this stuff. It existed. You know what I'm trying to say? So me being aware of it, it only helps me. Like I remember my sister was, when she was young, she used to be like, I don't believe in all that stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? The same sister that was demonically possessed, listening to like heavy metal music while she took a shower. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so yeah, demons like you to ignore them because, again, like we said earlier, to ignore them would mean that they're more powerful than the seed of God within you. So, pretty much it. We just put some, magic really is, is about will and intention. So we just put some intention, there, and it's pretty much it. Just like when that's pretty much it. Like I don't that's a lot of the work we're going to do is is with that, in terms of just being a ride or die force for the ending of demonic, the demonic grip over people. You know what I'm going to say? So that is that's gonna it's it's like you said, it's something you're transitioning to, so it's like, it's cool. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to meet the my fellow warriors out here.
Yeah, exactly. And I know it's not that big of a deal to you, maybe, but for me, because I think for me, the only experience that I've had with it is relieving myself of whatever was attaching itself or trying to whatever. So I understand that I've been doing it for a long time. However, just seeing it was kind of like, because even like with this last 3 months, he's been uncharacteristically disrespectful. Like, and I just assumed it was the emotional anguish, but it was the emotional anguish that was the doorway. And so what interested me in the experience was I just intuitively said some things to him before he went to sleep. And it was the very same things the very same key points that you touched base on when we were talking about it.
About not giving into fear and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Just intuitively, and then for him to for me to be able to see the distinctive difference, like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that with you.
I'm happy. I mean, it's cool. It's confirmation, for me, because like, I talk about this stuff all the time, and it's important because these things impact us, of course, but our children to have, it's like, if we don't know anything, if a lot of us are struggling to kind of wrap our heads around it and really delve into it, then it's like, where does that leave our children? You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So
And he was even.
good.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying
Go
it's important. It's important for parents, especially, to understand this type of how this stuff works. This kind of these occult sciences, and because your children are being affected by it, whether you choose to ignore it or not. So
Exactly.
so I mean, if you're a mother or a father, like I think it's your duty to some degree to understand it. But go ahead.
And it was interesting that he was aware. He and like I said, he's already in tune on a very intimate level
Mm-hmm.
already. And so he was aware enough to look at me and say, and be able to explain and talk about it actively with confidence. And then now, just in like 48 hours time, or however long it's been since we had the conversation, um he's back, because I've had direct hand in raising him myself, so I know very well when he's behaving in a way that is not himself,
Mm-hmm.
you know and and so it's been a long time, and I've been like, man, I don't know what's gotten into Eli. I don't know what's gotten into Eli.
Yeah, they'll come, and they'll try and create dissidence between people that would love each other. You know what I'm trying to say, to be able to keep
Yeah.
their foothold in the family. So
And so he a kid who's not normally very withdrawn at all.
mm-hmm.
Like, Eli wears everything on his sleeve. Like, he's very expressive. And so now he's back to that very expressive little person that just really can't be contained because he's just that inquisitive, that excited, that loving, that expressive. So I just thought, I just wanted to share that
Good
with you.
stuff. That's good. That's good. That's good news, man.
Yeah.
That's good news. Beautiful.
So yeah, that's it though.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So Sunday, yeah, we'll have to chat. I'm not sure. I don't have any particular topic picked out, but I just want y'all to me. I think you guys will get along good. So
Okay,
another kindred spirit.
7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
I'll be ready.
All right, sis.
I'll be ready.
Enjoy
Have
your
a good
day.
day, okay?
Peace.